All right, part two. So, welcome back again. So, we're still on the same video. We're still on literally video one of the series. But part two is there's a movie I saw. It's called Gran Torino. Right? It's an older movie. Some of you may not be familiar with it, but Clint Eastwood directed. Great film. Part of it is there's a scene that really stuck out to me. And in that scene, the loner character Clint Eastwood is playing, of course, befriends a Vietnamese kid, and let's not say he just doesn't normally befriend anybody outside of his, comfort zone. So they're in a garage, kind of fixing the car. The kid is being bullied or has been bullied. He's getting into some trouble with some gangs and things like that, but he's a good kid, and the Clint Eastwood character go ahead and befriends him, but they're in the car, they're fixing the car in the garage, and Clint gives him a couple of tools. He's like, these are the essential tools that you need. But the kid looks up while they're working on this car and sees this wall of tools of like, how do you even know which one? How did you get all these tools? And Clint Eastwood goes, one at a time. So, the things that you're going to learn here, don't get overwhelmed with the amount of it. Don't get overwhelmed with where you are, and don't get blindsided by where you want to be. There's one of the 8 steps is called being present in the present. And that is a huge one, because if you're not present in these moments as they're happening, you're going to look back and go, man, I missed that, or I missed that person, or I missed really what this person was trying to give me at that time. And I don't know where I learned this. I think I learned it from my grandmother. But my grandmother and my mother were very good at letting people know in the moment that they meant something to them. It didn't matter where you came from, what your background was, where you were in the hierarchy of the community or what have you. But they made people feel welcome and appreciated and heard. And I kind of noticed early when I got to Los Angeles and I got to Beverly Hills and I started spending time with people that other people would call super successful or celebrities or people who have accomplished a lot in a small amount of time, I didn't differentiate those people from every person I came into contact with. Like, people, when I first got to Los Angeles, people were, I was so excited and talking to people, and being from the South, there's this whole hospitality thing of, people, it's like, sit down and eat with me, or let's do this, or share this, or talk to me about, I'd rather hear about some of the things that you're doing. You're a woodworker? Let me hear about that. And so I think that I got that from my mother and my grandmother. But getting to Hollywood and getting to Los Angeles and being in the film industry and surrounded by a lot of people who most people will maybe never get a chance to sit down and have dinner with someone who's a billionaire or someone who created the can opener. But it just so happens you can find those people all over the world if you just listen. And we have 2 ears, 1 mouth. So I learned very early that when you meet people or you meet anyone, they should inspire you to understand that they are great. Everyone has a story. I think that's why I love the movie industry so much. It's really not about my story. It's about your story. So what I want to do is share all these tools that I've learned so you can have them on your garage shelf lined up and you can use them as you need them. The 8 Steps to Prosperity is on my Instagram. Now, Instagram is also owned by Facebook. You guys know me and Facebook are not best of friends, but all that information is on my Instagram. And a lot of people don't even know that if you go through my Instagram from like the first picture on through present day, like all these things that I talk about to build wealth, they're already on there. But here are some tools that I'm going to share with you for the sake of your worksheets and what you're going to do and what we are accomplishing, what we're working on in our mastermind group. All right. So if you're on chapter 1, video 1, or the first hour of anything, write this down or you'll get it in an email with your worksheet. Pay yourself first. Weekly budget. Break away from the crowd. Explore, learn, act. That's 3 things, 1 sentence. Explore, learn, act. Residual income. Be your own bank. Find jobs for your money. That's a very important one. Attack what is weak, I got from Sun Tzu, The Art of War. But there are a lot of things in that apply to business. Build the business of you. And the last one is the sum of all words. These concepts are inside of 8 Steps to Prosperity, the audiobook. And if you're around the world, there's an English translation of these speeches. So like I said, we get into it quick, but that breaks down why there are 14 steps to a book called 8 Steps to Prosperity. There's 3 previous ones on mindset, and then there's post videos and tools on helping you put all this stuff into benefiting your community, benefiting you, and benefiting the legacy of your family and who you want in your circle. Okay, so there we go. That clarifies point 1 and point 2. And the next point is going to be a long one. It's probably going to take about 15 to 20 minutes, but it's basically how can I make 50K in 90 days? And that's going to be going on for as long as you are involved in the 90-day program. And the 90-day program, we would love you to do it for 6 months. If you can't do it for 6 months, that's fine. But the 90-day program is kind of like part 1 and part 2. And if you can get through those 6 months, you can build an incredible, functional, amazing business for yourself and your family, or grow the one that you have. So thank you. Hopefully you popped this in for video number 2. And I'll try to condense video number 3, but I may have to break it up into 2 parts. But you're still on video 1, the first hour. So thank you guys for joining us.